Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Warriors fans dream of a star to bring back the NBA dynasty. If that star is Kevin Durant, so much the better. Rumors are strong that the Phoenix Suns will rebuild their squad, because it didn't work out with several stars, and in this case they will agree to trade Durant, and the Warriors are the #1 favorite to sign him. NBA rumors: Warriors release 5 players to bring Kevin Durant back home. Could Kevin Durant return to Golden State to revive the Warriors dynasty while giving the Phoenix Suns the roster reset they desperately need? The Golden State Warriors are grappling with an identity crisis during the 2024-25 season, sitting at a frustrating 19-19 despite Stephen Curry's brilliance, 22.6 ppg, 6.1 apg. The team has struggled to recapture its former dominance, with inconsistent play from its supporting cast and questions about whether the dynasty is nearing its end. Not to mention, there is massive uncertainty about their roster and which players will remain with the team long-term. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns, mired in sub-.500 basketball, 18-19, are facing turmoil of their own. Bradley Beal has been the subject of trade rumors all season and was recently benched, underscoring the uncertainty surrounding a roster that was once considered a championship contender. As the Suns explore potential moves for stars like Jimmy Butler or a new center, Kevin Durant's tenure in Phoenix has also been scrutinized. At 36 years old, Durant still boasts elite production, 27.2 ppg, 6.3 rpg, 4.0 apg, but may need a change of scenery to salvage his career and compete for another title. A blockbuster trade idea sending Durant back to Golden State could rejuvenate both franchises. The Warriors would keep their dynasty alive, while the Suns gain valuable assets and flexibility for a much-needed reset. Here's how this trade could reshape the NBA landscape. Proposed trade. Golden State Warriors receive Kevin Durant. Phoenix Suns receive Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Kevin Looney, Lindy Waters III, 2025 first-round pick, 2029 first-round pick. The Warriors' core is aging, but Stephen Curry, 36, remains a transcendent talent, averaging 22.6 points and 6.1 assists, and providing the leadership that made this team a dynasty. With Draymond Green, 34, continuing to anchor the defense and Steve Kerr leading the charge from the sidelines, Golden State still has the tools for a deep playoff run. However, their supporting cast has not risen to the occasion, with Andrew Wiggins struggling with inconsistency and Jonathan Kuminga failing to take the leap many expected, and might not be worthy of a max contract. For a franchise that measures success in banners, standing pat isn't an option. Bringing Kevin Durant back to the Bay Area could be the ultimate move to recapture championship glory. Durant is a proven winner in Golden State's system, where his effortless scoring and defensive versatility elevated the Warriors to near-invincible status. Pairing him with Curry and Green again would make Golden State title favorites and provide an inspiring full-circle moment for Durant. With the Suns' own struggles and potential willingness to move KD for the right package, the timing feels serendipitous. The risk is clear. Trading for Durant means sacrificing depth and future flexibility, including key pieces like Wiggins, Kuminga, and Kevin Looney. Yet for a franchise whose championship window is shrinking by the day, it's a gamble worth taking. Curry isn't getting younger, and the opportunity to retool around a transcendent duo of Curry and Durant might be the Warriors' last, best shot at another ring. This proposed trade may be remembered as one of the most defining moments in NBA history, bringing Kevin Durant back to the team where he won 2 Finals MVPs. For Golden State, Durant's return would not only be a nostalgic reunion but also a masterstroke in extending the dynasty. Durant's elite scoring ability, even at age 36, perfectly complements Curry's playmaking, and the chemistry they built during their first stint together would allow the Warriors to hit the ground running. For the Suns, this trade represents a new beginning. Trading Durant would allow Phoenix to reimagine its roster without being burdened by incompatible schedules and redundant superstars. Acquiring Wiggins, Kuminga, and Looney would provide balance and flexibility, while the 2 first-round picks could fuel future moves. If Phoenix executes this trade and follows it up with smart roster decisions, they could find themselves back in the championship conversation within a few seasons. Ultimately, this deal is a win-win for both teams. The Warriors have one last chance to compete for titles with their core, ensuring Curry's legendary career ends on a high note. Meanwhile, the Suns free themselves from the burden of forcing a square peg into a round hole, giving them the tools to build a roster that makes sense around Booker. It's a bold move on both sides, but bold plays are what define NBA greatness. Kyle Anderson will be traded by the Warriors. The Warriors have a lot of players on their roster, and some newcomers and young players are getting minutes and showing that the future of the franchise is promising. And the Warriors are going to trade or release some players, and a certain name to leave is Kyle Anderson. While it won't be easy, the Golden State Warriors must relinquish assets that don't add enough value to their organization. A slow-footed 6'9" forward could soon receive the boot from the Warriors. Kyle Anderson was brought in to provide versatility, but his production has been modest this season, with averages of 5.1 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 2.2 assists, Fadeaway World's Eddie Bitar wrote Thursday. While his slow MO style and basketball IQ add value, he hasn't made the kind of impact the Warriors hoped for. Anderson's manageable contract makes him a practical trade chip at $9.2 million in salary next season and $9.7 million the following year. His ability to defend multiple positions and facilitate offense might appeal to teams looking for a glue guy in a playoff push. For Golden State, moving Anderson could help open cap space or fill a more pressing need. While Anderson's presence is appreciated, he hasn't been a game-changer, making him one of the more expendable pieces if the Warriors pursue a trade. After spending 2 seasons with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Anderson joined the Warriors during the 2024 free agency period. As a speed-deprived reserve who operates at a snail's pace, Anderson is limited offensively. Still, UCLA's low turnover rate suggests he can make the right reads when the ball is in his hands. Surprisingly, Anderson isn't too shabby on the other end of the floor, as he compensates for his lack of quickness by outwitting his opponents. However, Anderson's survival during the trade season isn't guaranteed, so it's logical to envision him in a different NBA uniform. 1.2 billion Brazilian Real star has closed doors at the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors urgently need to provide Steph Curry with an all-star level teammate. Steve Kerr's team has faced decline in recent years, and the loss of Klay Thompson this summer would have worsened the situation even further. Have been trying to balance 2 distinct timelines, competing in the present and preparing a competitive moment for the post-Curry era. However, it is clear that this approach is not working. Despite the difficulties, the directory seems reluctant to trade some of its assets to acquire a player who makes a difference. According to Anscape's Mark J. Spears, who commented on KNBR 680 Smurf and Marcus podcast, the Warriors have no interest in pursuing Zion Williamson, the New Orleans Pelicans star who has been dealing with recurring physical problems since arriving in the NBA. "I heard Zion isn't on the Warriors' radar," Spears said. "It may seem disappointing to some, but perhaps it is for the best. With Zion, you never know what to expect in terms of health, and her salary is also high. I think the Warriors will look for another solution, in a creative way. They really need reinforcements."